Survivor Series is this Sunday, and we have some updates on some of the teams and a update to a match. Let's get to it. First off, the Women's Survivor Series matchup between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. The SmackDown team is finally filled, and the Raw team was filled basically overnight, which was didn't know about. But for SmackDown, we have Sasha Banks, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, as we talked about the other day. And as of a few hours after we did that episode, Nikki Cross joined the SmackDown team, as expected. But for Raw, we have Charlotte, Natalya, the Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, and Sarah Logan. We haven't seen Sarah Logan since pretty much the breakup of the Riot Squad, unless you've been watching Main Event, which Main Event is still a thing, which I learned that today, which is kind of cool. Main Event's still a thing. Of course, we saw her bloody up Dana Brooke a few months ago on Main Event. That actually had the match stopped a while back, but other than that, there really hasn't been anything we've seen from Sarah Logan, like as far as the main roster is concerned. I mean, she's done house shows and stuff, but you know, all the Riot Squad really has kind of been AWOL over the past few months, if you think about it. Nonetheless, we don't know the NXT team yet. Hopefully tomorrow night on NXT we'll find that out. But with that being said, if this was just a Raw or SmackDown team, I would have to go with Raw, just based on the experience level on all these people on the team. Not that SmackDown's not experienced at all. It's just you have a little more seasoned veterans on the Raw team. In fact, a lot of them, if not all of them, have been in this business more than 10 years, except Charlotte. And even then, Charlotte's kind of grown into her own over the past few years that she's actually been in the business. So I would pick the Raw team, but we don't know the NXT team yet, so maybe that will change in the next few days. And finally, the WWE Championship, we talked about it at the very beginning, a couple of weeks ago now, but there's an update to it, as it is now Brock Lesnar, of course, defending against Rey Mysterio, but it is now a no-holds-barred match, no disqualifications, no countouts. Maybe falls will count anywhere. I don't know for sure if they will do that. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. These type of matches, we'll see. But, pinfall or submission obviously wins it and wins the title. So, as Paul Heyman said yesterday, literally, we will see either a miracle or the decimation of Rey Mysterio. We could honestly see the death of Rey Mysterio if this goes far enough. Because, again, anything goes in this match. I don't think they'll go that far, but anything does go in this match. There's no way to end it other than pinning or making your opponent give up. It's as straight as that. But I don't know. I would say Rey has a better chance now, but at the same time, Brock Lesnar is dangerous on his own. His own hands are actual weapons. Now you're putting actual weapons into the hands of Brock Lesnar, which those hands are weapons to begin with. So you're basically double stacking a weapon at this point. If Brock were to, say, have a chair or a kendo stick or whatever, Brock could literally just tear up the guardrail and just use the fucking guardrail. He's that strong. He could do it. And I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But if we were to have Rey win the title, this would be the time to do it. Otherwise, we may see the death of Rey Mysterio. We honestly might. I will pick Rey on the notion that maybe some shenanigans happens, like Cain Velasquez gets his heat back, Cain Velasquez does something to get revenge. That's a possibility. Dominic can come down and do something. That's a possibility. I would not personally put Dominic in this situation. He's not he's still really green to this business. As much as I hate to say that, especially with Dominic being the little boy that was in the legendary Eddie Guerrero Rey Mysterio ladder match at SummerSlam for basically child custody. The match where Eddie screamed, and I quote, "Where the fuck was Vicky?" That's an actual thing. Go look it up. But to see Dominic from that moment in 2004, 2005, and he's fucking huge now. He's all grown up. It's incredible to think about sometimes. But again, I wouldn't personally put Dominic in that situation. But if Dominic were to get revenge for all these beatdowns, all these things that has happened to his father, his godfather, himself, this would be the time to do it. But, and that's only if that happens. Otherwise, Brock wins, no problem. Because it's Brock. And I don't think, I mean, I could see it happening. But I don't know if they'll do it. This would literally take a miracle to happen. And this could be the night the stars could all align and this could happen. But I don't know if it will. I honestly don't. Especially since Brock was on Fox. Fox specifically wanted him. And now he's on Raw for just because they had draft picks left over. And Brock basically had a no-cut deal on his contract. You couldn't get rid of him. So they had to take him. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting match for sure. And it'll be an interesting night for sure because we don't know a lot of things with some of the teams for the triple threat, 15-person elimination on both the women and the men. There's a lot of things to still finalize. We don't know if the NXT champion will have a title defense at Survivor Series. We know there might be one on SmackDown coming up, but there's been rumors about that, so we're not 100% sure. But Survivor Series this weekend is this Sunday. It'll be a great weekend of wrestling, a great night of wrestling, and we'll just see what happens.